Hello, amazing elementary classroom teachers. This is your librarian, Matt, here, and I put together a quick little video just because I really want to make sure that you know about a particular resource that we have that's available to you through the Southern Oregon Educational Services District. It's just a login away from you, and it's World Book Online. It's encyclopedia service with many different options for you. The one I really want to show you today is, within this suite, it's the one that's called Kids, so it's World Book Kids. And just so you know about the other ones before we dive into that, there's this Early World of Learning. I did not find that to be a particularly impressive place to go. I just probably wouldn't use it myself, but if you're a K2 teacher and you look at it and you see some value, go for it. It's there. So the kids, and then the student version, we'll take a look at that too. That's for slightly older students, but it certainly would overlap with your 4th and 5th graders. It moves from elementary into middle school materials. Then the advanced timelines and Discover, really mostly designed for high school students. I won't touch on those. And then there's a Spanish encyclopedia, which I think, of course, could be of great value. Certainly we're always looking for high interest reading material in Spanish for those students, and this is a great place to go. So let's take a look at Kids here. And one of the cool things about Kids is every time you go there, there's a different screen in the background, and the screen connects with whatever this read about is, and you can click on that and you'd go to their entry for galaxies, and every time a student comes to the site they get a different topic, and they can also do a little exploring this way. So we've got octopuses, Morocco, and it's pretty random, but it's kind of fun. It's like flipping through an encyclopedia, like some of us who are older might have done when we were young. So you can see here there's this little panel of different options. I'm not going to get into those. It's something you can explore, but you can see there might be some cool stuff, science projects and so on, maps and photos. But what I really want you to see is how your kids might be able to use this to search for things. So let's put in elephants, or elephant. And we see we get a lot of results, but I think it's pretty apparent to see that the word elephant is showing up. But here's your entry that you'd want to go to. And so here we're at the article. Okay, and there's other things we can get to too, but the article on elephants has got a nice photo, and then there's a decent amount of text describing things about elephants and so on. You can see on the side there was a map, and then there's videos. The videos are really short little clips just to show some feature of an elephant's life. And so there you have that. There's the article, which we might think of from any standard encyclopedia. But then we can go here and we can look at pictures. You can enlarge them to see them. The map is there. There's videos. There's a sound of an elephant trumpeting. I'll spare you that. And so there's another layer. And if you go here to more information, there's quite a bit here. Not every entry has as much information as this elephant entry, but when you do hit one that has a lot of information, it really goes a long way. So here we have other articles we could find within World Book Kids, mammoth, mastodon. So those might be ones we might want to look at if we're sharing information or finding information out about elephants. And then there are websites very often, and I thought this was pretty cool. So now I'm on World Book Kids, which again, it's a curated site. So everything there is going to be appropriate to kids, and the reading level should be in a range for elementary kids. But But here we can go outside of it, but it's still curated in the sense that the folks at World Book have, vetted this site and understood it to be kid friendly. So here we go. We have information about elephants, obviously. Have you heard? If all elephants seem the same to you, take a closer look. And what's the difference between African and Asian elephants, and so on. And this is very extensive. So if you have that kid who just is not satisfied with the information in the more limited area, there's websites that they can connect with. So there's that. I won't get into games, questions, content standards, but there's a lot here. Going back to our elephant article here, I can also go over here to contents, and it gives me a Lexile level. I've never been one that's found Lexile to be all that helpful, but it's there. Tools, all kinds of stuff. You can download stuff, save to Google Drive, save to OneDrive, share, print. You can even show the kids how they can cite their works with the citation tool here. There's translate this text, so you can actually translate into a bajillion languages, but even though there's the Spanish dictionary, you can translate any of these articles into Spanish as well. It's a little glitchy, but it's there. And also, how many of us have been in the classroom? We found a great source for a student who's really excited about their topic. You've got that kid who just wants to do the report on peregrine falcons, and you just finally find a good resource, but it's not their reading level. So here we have the ability to have the stuff read aloud.
Elephants are the largest land animals in the world. Some elephants...
Now it does have kind of that, that robotic voice, which is a little hard for some kids. But at any rate, there's the option to have it read aloud, which can really individualize things well and free you up, or whoever might be working in your classroom with you, if that's the case, that they're not just tethered to that student who isn't able to read their materials. So anyway, those are some of the things with World Book Kids that I think are important to know about. You can also go down to for educators, and you've got educator tools, lesson plans, web quests, and I looked at those. They seemed pretty good. I won't spend time on that right now. I think the last thing that I want to show you is this, because you might be thinking, oh, okay, Matt, it's okay. Or you might be really excited, like, wow, I can't believe this resource. But what I want to say now is, wait, there's more. So let's say I've got a kid, or maybe I've got 4 kids doing elephants. How great is it that I have this resource where they don't have to, share books. Not that I'm opposed to kids sharing, but I think you've all been in those situations where it'd be nice if you had other copies of resources if various kids are using them. But at any rate, so if you want more information on elephants and even the websites aren't really working for you, you can do this. You can click on this, and this will take you to the student version. Remember, we saw that in our little suite. There's the student version of World Book, and it's at a slightly higher reading level, and it's got a lot more information. So you've got this whole other encyclopedia you can tap into, where some kids, you don't want them necessarily on this site because it's too much. But then there's the other kids that this is going to be very helpful for, where they can get in depth. There's a whole index. Oh, I want to know about the body of an elephant. I can go right to it. And these sidebar things are great. Some of them are videos. This is interesting facts about elephants. If there's a picture, when you click on it, like I like this one. So Hannibal, the famous general, this is like 200 BC. used to take elephants into battle, and so there's just little interesting stuff about him and elephants, and then you could even go to the Hannibal article and get more information about him. So just on and on and on. Well, let's see. Let's head back, and I think the last thing I want to say is just that again, this is a curated resource. I think one thing it can help you do is to individualize the learning, differentiate by having kids at different levels and into different, the two different encyclopedias, and you can use the reading tool and so on. So you can really, I think, give kids a sense of independence with this, and you can do that more confidently because again, it's a curated site, so you're not having some kid just out in the wild World Wide Web who doesn't really know what they're doing. You've got them in a situation where there's a parameter, there's a perimeter, I should probably say, where they're not going to get into stuff that's not useful to them, or that might even be places you don't want them to go. They're in a site where it's all appropriate. Okay, well, I'm going to end there. I will send you the email that will help you log in here, and you can do your own exploring. I really appreciate your willingness to listen to the video and to consider World Book as a resource that could help you and your kids. All right, thanks.